welcome. This is Hard Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and active on X. And right about now, I want to follow the trend. Yes, that's what this conversation is about. I want to follow the trend. For the past 3-4 days, here in Rivers State, the trend has been 100 days in office. That's been the conversation. It's something politicians do every now and then. You see it happen. The governor did that, 100 days. Was he going to do? I think he was going to do 100 days. Did he do? No, I think he was going to do, and something happened, and then that was skipped. The whole ceremony was skipped. But yeah, usually we see governors do 100 days in office. We see presidents do 100 days in office. It's like an unwritten political culture in Rivers State. And during the 100 days in office, 100 days is what? 3 months and 10 days. During the 100 days in office, you see politicians holding public offices, come out and boast of their achievements in their first 3 months and 10 days in office. And they tell you, oh, I've done this, I've been able to achieve that, I've been able to get that. But let's cast your mind back to 2-3 weeks ago. If you are an avid listener, an ardent listener of this show, 2-3-4 weeks ago, I think thereabout, we talked about local government administrations on 2 occasions in Rivers State. And I remember asking if you knew the policies and the goals of your local government chairman. And if your local government chairman is meeting the needs of the people in your local government. I remember the conversation was a robust one. People calling, some people praised their local government chairman, while others heavily criticized their local government chairman. And then at another time, we talked about the appointment of aides. At the time, it was Obiakpo that appointed about 130. Is it 130 now? Yeah, about 130 more aides, special assistants. Remember, we talked about that. And I hear recently over the weekend he appointed another 100 or over 100 aides again. I think it was in Omuma where I saw the figure of over 200 appointed as aides. And so we talked about it, and we said, is this what the local government needs in terms of rapid appointments where they go and do whatever they do for the local government chairman? And I even asked the question, what is it that they will be doing? And if those monies, paid salaries and allowances, could have been used to set up proper businesses and industries for the local government, where the local government can increase internally generated revenue, at the same time employ its people. Anyways, today I just don't want to look at the 100 days in office like every other person is looking at it. I'll tell you about my trip to Awuda town last week Friday. I was in Awuda town, so some people noticed, some people in Awuda noticed, and some of you saw me and greeted me, and I thank you for the love you showed me on Friday last week. But I moved around, and I did see 2 wonderful buildings. One, I think, is for something industrial. Now I can remember what exactly it was, and built by the local government. And it's not used, it's not used, it's line fallow. And guess what? That was a project that sometime that the then local government chairman used to win the hearts of his people and to claim that he has done marvelously well for his local government. And there are so many of those projects lying fallow across the various local governments, 23 of them in Rivers State. I passed through Amora on my way to Awuda. I did see the face uplift given to the local government secretariat, and I was marveled and all. I did see some other things that were done as I was traveling along the way. But is it what the people can actually benefit from? And like Andrew was trying to ask you in Morning Crossfire some days ago, are these things done, to have the political acclaim that, I worked and I've used the money sent to me judiciously? But can we prove? Or is it a way that politicians do? And I don't know. But I really want you living in the various local, because you're listening to me, you are in the local government as you're listening to me. It could be Port Harcourt, it could be Obiakpo, it could be somewhere in Eleme local government, it could be somewhere in Okrika local government, it could be Ogubolo, it could be Tai, it could be Gokana, it could be Kana, it could be Oigbo, it could be Eche, it could be Omuma, it could be Awuda West or Awuda East, it could be Onelga, it could be Abua Oldwal, it could be Andani, it could be Opobo, it could be Bunny, it could be it could be Asari Toro, it could be Akokutoro, it could be Degema, it could be any of these local government, MOI, Ikwere, it could be any of them. And I'm wondering, and just like the last time we talked about it, all of these projects that they have churned out, because it's in the news on several radio stations, and in the pages of newspapers, the news is everywhere, and they're saying, hey, we've done this, we've done that, we've built this, we've done marvelously well. If I should go back to the 6 a.m. bulletin today, I think Awuda West made the news. Just give me a minute, I'll read it for you. Awuda West made the news, and there were talks about what the local government chairman has done. The chairman of Awuda West local government area of Rivers State, the Yeko Ikporo, has announced a 2-week event to mark his 100 days in office. Now, the activities include the commissioning of key projects and groundbreaking ceremonies. Will kick off today with a reception in Akinima for over 500 new members of the Simplified movement, alongside the commissioning of a rebranded DSS office building. Other activities include the unveiling of 1,000 school desks for distribution, the foundation laying for a new primary school in Imbiama, and the handover of rehabilitated power transformers to restore electricity in Akinima, Ubarama, and Okaki communities. It also includes the commissioning of NYSC Lodge in Idu-Ekpeye. Is that in Idu-Ekpeye? The Odioko Women Hall and the revamped Odiereke Ubie Community Water Project, the inauguration of the reconstructed fence and park facility at the palace of the late Eze Robinson O. Robinson, the groundbreaking ceremony for the Ubie Youth Assembly Secretariat. The Awuda West Local Government Empowerment Day will also be held on the 7th of February, while a Thanksgiving service at First Baptist Church is scheduled for the 9th of February. So that's to commemorate 100 days in office, and while there is the argument that 100 days is too short a time for something gigantic to be done, something big to be done, one would have seen certain things laid as foundation to be able to say, okay, this is where we are going to be in the future. So 18 minutes gone past 5 o'clock. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts looking at your local government, looking at all of the things that they're doing? Example, I've just read out what's happening in Awuda West local government area. Looking at all of this, for those of you in Awuda West, does it meet the needs? If your local government were to be given a huge sum of money and you were asked to draw a scale of preference, what will that scale look like? What would be priority for your local government? Now, when you're able to answer that question, then you can be able to answer this question, which is, are the local government chairmen meeting the needs? Not doing, of course they are doing something. I mean, we had that conversation before. If they are doing anything, of course they're doing something, but are they meeting the needs? Oh my, I'm going to emphasize this because when I open the phone line, I don't want to explain it anymore. are they meeting the needs? Now, the needs are things that the people cannot do without. For instance, there are places where electricity is a need. There are places where potable water supply is a need. There are places where road construction is a need. So are they meeting the needs of the people in other places, helping and Awuda West comes to mind actually, and part of Awuda East as well, because the flood affected some parts of Awuda West and East, and there is the talk about farming being affected because of the severe flooding sometime last year. Is that a need? What is being done to ensure that farming? So I've just given you an example of what a need in my head is. Maybe I'm wrong because I don't stay in those communities and I don't stay in those local governments. So I'm going to throw the question back at you. 0817 923 0002 0817 923 0003 0817 923 0007. Now there is the WhatsApp number 0809 0306416. Before we go for our first commercial stop set, I'm going to take one call, and after the call maybe I read a message. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Yeah, what's your name? Yeah, what's your name?
My name is Nathaniel.
Nathaniel, welcome.
And I'm calling from Bonaiala.
All right, welcome.
But my local government is Simbale, and I'm so conversant with what is happening there.
Okay.
The fact is that the local government chairman has not really impressed at all.
Okay, Nathaniel, let's pause. He has not impressed you because he hasn't done what is necessary, or he has not impressed you because you're not aligned. Why has he not impressed you? Can you explain further, please?
He has not really done anything monumental. I think, for me, he has not really executed any project.
But has he laid a foundation for big projects?
Somebody challenge me if he has really done anything. Either his protocols, his assistants, anybody.
Okay.
To try and come up to the media and tell anybody who feels to concern, from Andoni, to tell us what local government chairman has done in his 100 days in office. He has not done anything. I expected him to do something better. At least, if he has not done anything, something like water, power, and market should be done in Andoni. But he has not done anything. Except for his rating of just 1.
You can't say he hasn't, Nathaniel. This is where I have a problem. You can't say he hasn't done anything at all. Because if you open the phone lines, a lot of people will tell you he has done this, he has built, maybe he has put up a structure here, put up a structure there. But that's why I asked you the question. Is it that you do not align yourself with what he has done, or you think what he has done does not meet the needs of the people? So we understand if it's from a sentimental place or if you're looking at it from a developmental place.
Yes, to be factual with you, I'm not a politician. I'm not even interested in politics.
Okay.
So I don't want to maybe align myself with any side of the politics. But the truth is that I'm just saying the truth as it is.
Okay.
As an indigene of that place, and who is particularly concerned with the development that comes up from there, and from what I can personally benefit. I'm saying that he has not really done anything to affect the life of the people in Andon local government. So I'm not saying because I'm not a politician or I'm a politician. I'm saying it as a neutral person that is interested in the development of Andon local government. The local government chairman has not really impressed me at all because he has not executed any people-oriented project. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your thoughts. I missed that one. Please do call back. It's almost time for my commercial break. But let's come here. This one says, honestly, the executive chairman of Outer West LGA, Honorable Yoko Ikporo, came prepared. Leadership isn't rocket science, but focus and determination. Emil Kamande JP from Upata Kingdom in Ekpeye land. All right, thank you very much for that one. Let's read this one. It says, Kada, Honorable Ida from Inkoro. Kalada, come to Pobo Inkoro as I am speaking to you. And Yada Cookie Gam is doing well. We're enjoying steady light. All the satellite communities are enjoying from projects. This is my first time I'm seeing a chairman using his money for the people. Just come, I'll pay for the transport. What the chairman is doing now is stomach infrastructure. And Yada is the best. She says stomach infrastructure, right? Okay, you know what? When we're coming from the commercial, I'll read some more messages and I'll take some more calls, but please just stay tuned for a quick commercial break. All right, 5:31 p.m. It's really getting interesting in Rivers State. Probably we'll talk about that tomorrow. Federal High Court in Port Harcourt adjourning to February the 17th, 2025 for the adoption of court processes in a suit now filed by factional Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Victor Okojumbo, alongside Sukari Goodboy and another lawmaker against Martin Ameole and 26 other lawmakers. So we'll get that story in detail eventually, but let's go back to the conversation further now. And the conversation is about local government administration. 100 days in office. That song is being sung everywhere in Rivers State. I think I was listening to something radio station that was transmitting on Facebook, another one in Rivers State, and they were talking about one local government administrator in one of the local governments and what he has done. I tuned to another radio station, same thing. I tuned to my radio station, same thing. The news carried it, and I'm like, okay, what really have they done? What really? Someone called in and said in Opobo there is steady light, like the electricity supply is so good that everybody's enjoying projects here, projects there. But once again, I don't want us to be caught in the razzmatazz, in the euphoria. I don't want us to be caught in all of that. I want us to think at these things, because remember, these politicians will come and go. But when they go, will these projects still have impact? When our political allegiance to these people dies, will these projects still benefit the people? And that's the question I'm asking. Needs assessment. There's different from actually, schools are great, health centers are fantastic. And when I remember what I saw in Awuda town and that industrial building, and then the other one I can't remember what exactly, but I think it has to do with skill acquisition as well. When I remember these two fantastic buildings and how they align, follow, my goodness. And then I'm thinking. Anyways, let's go to the phone lines. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. These are the call numbers. And you can send me WhatsApp messages to this number, 0809-030-6416. It's good to hear from you, so keep your thoughts coming in. Let's come here. Mocha Monday is back, and it says the 100 days achievements of Outer West LGA chairman Honorable Yoko Igboro is what some LGA chairman achieved in their 3 or 6 years in power. Kalada, 3 years of Honorable Yoko Igboro will be a testimony if he will not be distracted by greedy and selfish politicians. But let's come here. This says, greetings, Mr. Batubo. The scorecards for 100 days in office for local government council chairman. He said it is disturbing and worrisome. Some local government council chairman achievements in 100 days in office are unverified bogus projects embarked upon because there is no strong institution supervising or monitoring them, in line with the Rivers State Local Government Law Number 3, 1999, Section 64, Subsection 1, which says the Rivers State House of Assembly may at any time inquire into the running of any local government council and give such directives as it may deem necessary. This is general power to Rivers State House of Assembly. I want to take Clinton West with that one. All right. This one says, as local government chairman in Rivers State celebrate their first 100 days in office, let the management of Radio Info invite this chairman. Of course, we've put out invitations, and hopefully the conversations will happen eventually. But you say, let them come to the studio to enumerate their achievements. The grassroots people will use the opportunity to interact with the chairman on their claims. Elder Joel Adolfo from Degima. Elder, now I get where you're coming from, but you see, such a conversation in my mind, I'm thinking, will be characterized by, I've done this, I've done that, I've built this. But the conversation I'm having now is not about that, whether they have built or not. My concern is the little or the much that they have done. Is it what the people really need? Is it an evergreen project that the people will look back 10, 20, 30, 50 years from now and say, hey, what a marvelous project that is. I give you an example. The is it Abali Park flyover they call it, the Abali Park Bridge, the one on my one there. I mean, that was done way many years ago. Up until now, it's one of the most fantastic bridges in the heart of Port Harcourt. You can go back to the project, the Hotel Presidential as a project, or I could go back to some of these fantastic projects. The Port Harcourt refineries were built when? Someone can help me with the date, and it's still struggling to supply us even up until now. These are evergreen projects. Now, I do understand that a local government cannot build a refinery. I do understand that a local government cannot build a fantastic bridge like the one I just referenced. But I do also understand that there are projects that the communities can look back at and say, this will serve us for the next 30, 40, 50 years. Are they such projects in the various local governments? So it's not about praise singing or criticism. It's none of that. It's basically about looking at development. Let's take this call. 92.3 Nigeria Info. Your name, your location, your contribution.
Yes, Canada. Good afternoon.
Turn off your radio, please.
Yes, I'll turn it off. Amadi Patrick, I'm calling from my friend.
Amadi Patrick, your background is noisy.
Yes, thank you very much.
I'm sorry, your background is noisy. I've got to move on. 92.3 Nigerian for your name, your location.
Good evening, Canada.
Yeah, greetings to you. Your name, please.
Obed Chima. I'm from Port Harcourt. Can you hear me, Canada?
I can hear you.
Yes, Canada. In my own local government, Emoha. I can tell you, the only thing the chairman has done was actually to reconnect light to some community in Emoha. You understand? He's been able to restore that electricity. But in my own community, directly, we don't have electricity. Although it's not his fault, because some boys went into the community and stole our cables and all that. Then on the issue of projects, however, I can tell you that I have not seen any project this chairman has commissioned. I stand to be corrected. I have not seen any project he has commissioned. Even during the empowerment, when in the event of this empowerment, when other local government was doing some empowerment, I did not see anyone from Emoha. I can tell you for free. I'm a supporter of the governor, so I will always speak the truth. So I can tell you without any equivocation that the current chairman has not put anything on ground like a project. There are some schools, you understand, in the local government, in my community, that the chairman can be able to do, but he has not done it. The only thing I saw was when some of them were sharing rights during end of this last year, December and all that, where some of them went home with a couple of bags and all that. But aside that, nothing on ground, I can tell you. Thank you.
All right, for you say nothing on ground. But let's come here. I mean, some people say in MOA they've built, it's just, once again, 100 days in office, so you can't do everything in 100 days. But some would say he has built this structure, he has built that structure. Is that not enough? But for you, it's not. But let's listen to Lebari from Bori. Lebari, welcome.
My brilliant brother, good evening.
I greet you. Welcome.
You always make me to be in love with Nigerian Info.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, I am from Kran local government area. And the Honorable Chairman, Mr. Martin Wimbo of Kran local government, have done well to my community just so good. As I'm talking to you, the primary school that have been a very worse dilapidated stage, as I'm talking to you now, the local government chairman has taken upon himself to renovate that school is about 90% or 92% completion as I'm talking to you. Quality work being done.
Okay.
The project management team in charge of the project, they are confirming the quality of the project in my community. While Mr. Ifeme Andrew handled this aspect part of local government, I heard other people come from Ghana that the chairman also has provided transformer in Bori. So I will only say, Mr. Chairman, thank you and keep on doing good work.
All right, keep on.
In his unwritten blueprint, while inaugurating that project in my community, he promised that each community in local government every month there will be ongoing projects.
I've got to go. All right, I've got to go. You have said it's doing well and it should do more. Do I have enough time for Patrick? I'm going to quickly listen to Patrick. Patrick, quickly, let's get your thoughts. I'd like to hear from you.
All right, Patrick. It's my name. I'm from Emo, actually.
Okay.
Patrick Oboyin. Now, the chairman of the council has been able to put in place something we've been yearning for a long time, and that's electricity. We've not had electricity for close to 5 years.
Okay, so that's a necessity, yeah? Okay.
Yes, that's like 80% to 90% of the communities in Emo now have lights. Now, that's one. If you go to Elela Alimini, there's a cottage hospital. That hospital was built before the former chairman came in. By the time he came in, he went into that hospital was about 90% completed or so. He said, okay, there were some defects, structural defects. He went and pulled out all the materials used in building that place and took it away. Took them away, rather.
Okay.
But when the chairman came, the current chairman, he commenced the rehabilitation of that place and putting it in place. Another thing is, if you go to Ward 1 in Obakri, there is a road construction currently going on.
Okay.
That LGA by the chairman.
Okay.
That road construction is about 50% completed. He started it.
But that road is it?
It's continuing.
That road, is it a necessity? It's a question I'm asking as well.
Yes, it is. It is because the people of Ward 1 cannot connect Ward 2.
Okay, Patrick.
They need that road.
I've got to go.
It's a necessary project.
All right then.
For that community.
All right then. I've got to.
I can go on and on, but
don't go on. I don't have the time, so I would have to end that call. I do have a commercial coming up. It says, for the man who just said the chairman of Andoni LG hasn't done anything, please take these. These are facts you can access on ground. Some of the notable achievements of Honorable Lazarus Gogote Integuele, the chairman of Andoni local government, in his 100 days in office, a connection of Ajakajak community in the national grid. You talked about construction of Otonria Otwafu Health Center. I mean, so many other things, but I've got to step on the brakes now because it's time for a commercial.